I'm Finley, and I'm Chucky's friend to the end. Heidi fucking ho. Well, we're here everybody. The season 3 season finale of Chucky. And what crazy of an episode. And all I'm saying is it's heavy, but at the same time, it's like the most. All I'm saying is the episode was crazy. So let's get into it. So since we know from the last episode, Jennifer is basically Tiffany. She's basically going to be lethal injected, and Jake is going to be injected with a drug that'll kill him temporarily, so he can access the spirit world. And so we go to Tiffany, who's about to get injected, but, one of the possessed guards come to her rescue, and basically shit goes crazy and saves Tiff, frustrating and angering and, pissing off Nika, who just wants to see Tiffany die. And basically, yeah. But we'll go back to that. And so we're in the spirit world with Jake, who's looking around, and he comes across his father, who played by the actor who's been playing the president, the actor who played a father for Bryce. And they figured since they have him in the season, makes sense to put him in the in the spirit realm as Jake's dad again. And so basically, and what happens, and how do these two, after how they last interacted in the beginning of the show, how do they do it? Well, Jake's dad, he starts off abusive, and but Jake, he forgives him and stuff, despite what his dad has been like. But Jake forgives him, and they hug it out, and it's an okay scene in my opinion. Like I don't know. It's just I just didn't really got it all. I mean, don't forget, this man, he's been kind of abusive and a little homophobic, but and he's about to hit his son with a baseball bat, but his son just straight up forgives him and they hug it out. I don't know. It just didn't really stick with me all that well. I mean, your dad, Jake, he's just kind of an asshole. Even Chucky points it out. But whatever, they forgive each other, and and his dad even warns him about Chucky, since he's more dangerous in this world. And speaking of Chucky, Jake manages to come across the ghost of Charles Lee Ray, aka Chucky Prime. And Chucky shows him a room called the Dollhouse, where we see past dolls, not mine in the movies, by the way. Because let me just say this, though, the doll room, which does consist of basically the Chucky dolls minus melted face Chucky in that room. We got bald Chucky, we got muscle Chucky, we got child Chucky, we got teenage Chucky, we got Chucky before he became Chucky the Killer Doll, played by Fiona Dorfer, aka Nika. But if I'm being honest here, and they're basically watching clips of Chucky, from past movies and stuff that happened in the show. And although it is kind of cool to see it, I also would have loved to saw maybe Chucky, the head Chucky, the one that had a bull, the one that Andy kept hostage. I would have loved to see him in the room, indicating that Kyle killed him. And I would have also loved to see maybe other Chucky dolls from the other movies, like Chucky from Child's Play 2, who, basically with one arm and no legs, and, maybe covered in molten in plastic. Either way, that would have been kind of cool, but hey, I guess, hey, it's still cool to have the other ones with them. Anyway, and, I do love this interaction between Chucky Prime and before Chucky, let's call the ghost, or how about just, Fiona Chucky, or I don't know. Either way, they talk to each other, and I kind of like it. I thought it was funny. And there's even a scene where the Chuckies tell them to shush, and they're like, "Fuck you!" I thought it was pretty damn funny. But one Chucky kind of goes away from the room and goes to his own room, which we know is good Chucky. And Jake, he goes to him and tells him he's got to sacrifice himself, and and it's basically like this whole thing. But really, this entire thing was just a massive distraction, so that way Chucky Prime can take over for Jake's body while Jake was distracted. And during the whole thing, Tiffany managed to break out of prison once and for all in her classic red car, and pissing off Nika even more, who just wants to see Tiffany burn. And as for burning things, Price, he has a bunch of like explosives set it up in the White House. Sketchy fucker is gonna get what it's coming to him. Let's just put it that way. And so Jake, he manages to make it back, but it's too late. Chucky already possesses his body, and now Chucky is now Jake. And it's pretty damn crazy. And so, but when that's all happening, the bombs, they go off, and so basically the entire trio basically tries to make it out alive, and basically Gavin, he goes and tries to rescue his bodyguard, and Jake, aka Chuck Jake, or Chucky Jake, whatever you want to call them, they're with Timothy, and they're in an elevator, and, Chucky Jake, he basically kills Timothy, and I gotta say, I love it that the actor who plays Jake is of his impression of Chucky. It's pretty damn awesome. I pretty much love it.
Jake's fucking ripped, man. For sending him in after me. Timmy, you're gonna be real popular on the other side. Told him to keep an eye out for you. So just be sure to tell him Chucky sent you.
Like, I just gotta say, it's a pretty damn good impression. A lot better than my impressions of Chucky. And it's pretty damn good. Anyway, so he kills him and says, as I let the people of the spirit realm, like, this is for sending Jake to go after me. And I told everyone in the spirit, I'll tell them that Chucky sent ya. Like, taunts him before he dies. And basically, Gavin, he realizes that Price is, so basically, Gavin, he locks Price in the room while it's on fire, and we see the ghosts of the past, like George Washington, Abe Lincoln, coming after him, and then we see Price get put on. He basically burns to death. Good riddance. That man was sketchy as fuck. So good riddance. And basically, everyone makes it out, including Chuck Jake. We'll just call him Possessed Jake. And basically the entire White House has been destroyed. Don't know what this is going to mean for the world of Chucky since, well, the White House is destroyed. All the presidents are right now dead, so I don't know what this is going to mean for their world. So, But, yeah, Lexi, she wants to know where Caroline is. Oh, big shock on that one. And so basically, like, although Jake is possessed by Chucky, we did get some info about a man named Mr. Wilson, Mr. Wilson, I think that's, or Mr. Wilker. I didn't get the name right. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. But apparently, apparently they go straight to his house, and basically they kind of do, like, the name does strike the gang familiar, Oh, and while they introduce themselves, Possessed Jake kind of shows a bit of his true colors right in front of Devin and Lexi, who should have been suspicious right after that comment. And who is Mr. Wilkins, aka the guy, aka the photo shooter from Seed of Chucky, the one who gets his face melted off by Glenn with the acid. Yeah, I love it. I love it that he comes back, and apparently he's the original creator of the Good Guy dolls. Apparently, like, when his son died of a murderer who stabbed him, and so basically, like, he missed his son smiling, so he makes other kids smile by making dolls, and he made the Good Guy doll, which, and he has a prototype of the Good Guy dolls, and it's like, and it's revealed that when he found out about Chucky, and although at first, considering the fact of what Chucky has put his, reputation through hell, at first, it's like a blessing in disguise for him. At first it's like Chucky, with all the murders that happened, it kind of stained his name. But, like, once he got to know Caroline and Chucky, apparently he sees Chucky as a blessing in disguise, and shocker, he's on their side. And as for Caroline, well, she's completely, like, there's no saving this kid. She's 100%, on the side of Dembala. And, Possessed Jake reveals that, shocker, he's possessed by Chucky, and basically, they, of course, get Jake back in there and get Chucky out of there back into a Good Guy doll. Well, I guess Dembala was willing to let him have his body back. Okay. And as for Caroline and Lexi, well, Caroline's all like, if you don't like me, just kill me. At this point, Lexi, you just got to accept the fact that your sister's a lost cause, okay? I'm sorry if this sounds mean, but at this point, like, think about it. At the ending of season 2, apparently Caroline was put on this show where she was pretending to be scared of dolls, but when Tiffany came, she went with Tiffany, believing that was her real mother, and, like, for the entire time, she thinks Chucky's her best friend, and she's willing to do voodoo and apparently soon to be murder with Chucky. Like, I know that she's your little sister and she's what's left of your family, but if your little sister is willing to accept a murderous killer doll as her BFF rather than her own flesh and blood, then you just got to accept the fact that your sister's a lost cause. And since Jake is back with you guys, you might as well just get the hell out of that house. But no, apparently Caroline and Wilkins have something better for Jake, Devin, and Lexi. And, well, we don't see it yet, but they see it. Apparently, they're planning to put their souls into doll bodies. How? We don't actually see it, actually. We don't see it. Hell, I don't even know what's stopping the trio from, like, getting out of the house. I mean, just because Caroline has a knife, Wilkinson has a gun, and Chucky, well, he doesn't have a weapon. So, I'd say just freaking run out of that house before anything happens. And so I don't even know how the hell they're like, we're gonna let them get their souls transferred to doll bodies, but whatever. We don't see it, and then we see Tiff, who sees them, and is like, oh, aren't they adorable, you know? And Chucky proposes to her, and, you know, since everyone's going to be looking for Jennifer Tilly still, you know, Tiffany, Wilkinson, he has a doll body for her, a Belle doll for Tiff, and she's ready to transfer, and, you know, Chucky and Tiff, they're back together. Bet you a 20, they're gonna break up and fight and try to kill each other in the next. And as for Nika, who apparently had a tracker on Tiff this whole time, when did you have a tracker on Tiff? Whatever. She goes down to the house, and in shock, she witnesses Jake, Devin, and Lexi in horror, and we finally get to see what they look like. And my God, I was unprepared to see what happened to Jake, Devin, and Lexi, because it's the most infamous scene of the episode. Oh my God, why? Why did you do this to Jake, Devin, and Lexi? Not only the idea of them being put into doll bodies is like, why them when, you know, Nika makes more sense, you know? Because in my opinion, and I think I speak for a few Chucky fans when I say Nika needs to be put into a doll body, but fine, you're never going to put Nika into a doll body, fine, but why did you make Jake, Devin, and Lexi look like that? Why'd you make them marionettes? Why not, like, I'm just saying, they look freaking horrible. The CGI looks terrible, and, like, they look freaking weird, dude. They look more like freaking, like, stick figures, you know? Like why? And again, how the hell did Jake, Devin, and Lexi was just willingly just accepted it, you know? Like, we don't see them get their souls transferred or whatever. But anyway, they basically ward Nika, but, you know, Wilkinson is right there pointing a gun at them, and, you know, we hear her shout outside the house, and we cut back to Chucky and Tiff making out while Caroline's driving the car, and Caroline's all like, I'm too young for this shit. You're too young for every of this kid, but fine, whatever. If you'd rather accept a killer doll of your own sister who actually loves you instead of a doll who basically tried to kill you a few times. Did Chucky ever mention that he's the reason you got put into a coma and almost died? I'm guessing not, but whatever, fine, whatever. And that's where the episode ends, and oh my God, like, I will give it this, some of the stuff was pretty cool, like Jake being possessed by Chucky, the spirit world, I did like some of the stuff, but my God, the ending was so rushed, and I just hate what they did to Jake, Devin, and Lexi. Well, I'm sure season 4 will fix everything up. Wait, what? It got cancelled, the show got cancelled, apparently. Yeah, Chucky got cancelled, which means there won't be any season 4.
No! Are you shitting me?
Like, seriously? Oh my God, I already made a discussion of, like, how much I hate it when shows have a downer cliffhanger and then the show gets cancelled. But whatever, it's not a massive loss. As much as it sucks knowing that the show has ended and, you know, that cliffhanger is never going to get resolved, Don Mancini did state that this isn't the end for Chucky. Chucky will return and be put back onto the big screen. Alright, to be fair, I have missed the Chucky movies, so yeah, well, whatever. I don't care what Don Mancini does. So long as, you know, Jake, Devin, and Lexi gets put back into human bodies and, you know, and Nika, you know, teams up with them and stuff. I don't care what happens in the next movie, because, you know, at this point, like, I'm hoping Jake, Devin, and Lexi turn back to human, and they start new lives somewhere, because Lexi's just gotta get through her head that her sister has not only betrayed her, but prefers her life, and Lexi's just gonna sadly accept it. I know that sounds horrible, but screw it. If your younger sister's willing to put your doll into a horrible CGI stick figure, then you're just probably gonna have to, like the second you turn back human, just get Jake and Devin, get the hell out of there, start a new life. You know, I'm sorry, but that's just best. I can see that being the best of both worlds. As for Chucky and Tiff, well, they're clearly gonna do the thing where they're acting like they're a couple, but then one domestic fight later, they're gonna end up trying to kill each other like they always do. And as for Nika, like, seriously, you made the duo, you know, dolls, but you didn't make Nika. That girl needs to be a doll, you know? I mean, not to mention, she's Fiona Dorff, a.k.a. Brad Dorff. So, you know, like, Chucky possessed her, so it'd be kind of cool to see Nika possess a doll, you know? In some ways, it'd be kind of like father, like daughter in some ways, if I'm being honest. But I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to be for the future of Chucky. Maybe it'll be cool, maybe it'll be a hit or miss, I don't know. But I do know this, I did have a good time with the Chucky series. I was happy to see it, you know? When it first came out, all the episodes, it was fun, and yeah, some episodes were hit or miss for me, but I did love the characters. And seeing Chucky go through so many dolls, like Melted Face, or Old Man, or Beefed Up. Like, seriously, what kind of steroids was Beef Chucky taking? But whatever, I did like the stuff that happened, but I'm sad to see the show go. Hopefully, whatever happens in the next Chucky movie will be cool. I don't know. But until then, and I'm Chucky's friend to the end. Heidi fucking ho.